Hey, welcome to Non-Perishable Goods Podcast. We are so excited to have you here today to join us in a conversation that I've been wanting to have with Bishop for quite some time. Um, just about our good guy, Trump, our president of the United States of America. So, Um, as always, I'm not sure where we'll end up, but I uh I don't know. Do you like President Trump, right?
Do I like? I don't like him,
Or
but
like
he's.
how would you characterize? Do you have feelings for him or I don't know.
Do I
I
have
don't
feeling? I don't know. We haven't. We've only gone out once, so it's still new. So I don't know if I have feelings.
Right,
It's still fresh.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like him or hate him. I don't. He's our president, so
Right.
I'm accepting of what he does. I'm hoping, what he does pans out because I think what he's doing now with everything is for the long run in the future, and whatever people may think about it, is valid. And how they feel about him, everything is valid. I just don't like the hate that he's getting. Like the it's like putrid. It's like immense, but I get it. But I'm centrist, so I don't feel the same
Yeah.
as people with TDS.
Which is, let everyone know, they call it Trump derangement
Arrangements.
syndrome. And that's just crazy that just because you have views on him, like they like label everything. That he's such a great marketer. Like his that's one thing I will give them. They know how to message and market to
Them who would who
like his administration, his
okay.
family, his inner circle. Because I mean he keeps loyal people around him.
That's what like you should, like anybody should.
Yeah, but you also should keep qualified, competent people in your circle. But and I mean, I'm not gonna say that I didn't like I never liked Trump. Like I'm like a lot of people who grew up respecting him, respecting his business, I guess savvy and he was definitely connected to a lot of people in the hip hop scene. I've read two of his books, Think Big and Kick Ass and The Art of the Deal. So I like Trump. Like I get it. I understand why people like him. They like his charisma. They like his, they believe that he's a great businessman. They like that he's, I guess, authentic, because he tells it like it is, and he doesn't act like a politician. And you
But he's
know,
not a because he wasn't a politician. I've seen old interviews of him where he had ideas about running the United States when he was younger.
yeah, like he's always been,
He
because
just had good ideas.
I mean, I don't know if they were good ideas, but he was definitely raised by his father, who was very, they were in real estate development. So that was their business, and they were in New York. They started off in Queens, and, he came from money. Like his father had, they made a successful business. So, a lot of people like that, but a lot of the people in New York, like myself. Well, see, I feel like the people in New York found out about Trump a long time ago. But a lot of people like myself, who I guess, in the early 2000s, 90s, we just thought he was a great businessman. But he had money, so he was in the right circles. And I would have to say like some of those circles weren't the best environment for men at that time because they would just do whatever. And like now that we're seeing, a lot of the people that he did hang out with are either like dead, corrupt, or in prison. A lot of the people he partied with. So I don't know. He just for me, I don't I was hip to who he became, and I don't like his character. And
Why?
and I think he's unfit to run America.
Why?
Oh boy, where do we start? I mean, he's not somebody that I would particularly hang out with. He doesn't have character. He's like,
He doesn't have character?
no, he doesn't have like a strong character. Like the type of people that I would hang out with would have morals, that would, have ethics, who are smart, intelligent. Like, I mean, like that aren't con artists, that aren't corrupt. And he's all of those things. Like
What if he's just telling America what they need to hear for now and not giving them everything that they want to hear?
what do you mean? Like,
Like if I'm doing a deal that's not established yet, and you ask me how's that deal going, all I'm gonna say to you is like, oh, it's going, instead of you wanting to know if we got it or not. Like I can't tell you that because it's not finished. And then when it is finished, I will tell you. But I think America just they dislike him, they hate him so much that he can't when he can't give you a clear answer because he doesn't have all the answers, Sway, then America, that's when they hop on him, and that's a chance, for them to just to throw daggers at him, you know what I'm saying?
right,
Which is
but
fine. That's the journalist. That's what they do. That's their job. But when you have hate in your heart for somebody, and they like it's not, it's an unfair playing field. But I think obviously Trump knows that. He knows CNN doesn't like him, and what is it? I think Fox doesn't like him. That's why he calls them fake news and stuff.
well, see,
And
that's what I'm
AP what's that? Associated Press and stuff. So
right, which are all
it's like tit for
credible
tat,
but they're all credible journalists that have been in our government or in our society
which is
since
fine.
day
But if you're
one.
like if you're, I agree, which is fine. But if you're to the extreme left, and you're not giving your president a chance or anybody a chance that just because you don't agree with them, I don't think that's good journalism.
Right, but most CNN, Fox, well, CNN, I would say is in the center. It's like they have views of center left and center right. They're not extreme left or extreme right,
Yeah.
but MSNBC, yeah, they're more progressive, more liberal, more left. Fox News is more right.
Yeah, how can
But
I trust you and get your honest take on everything when I already know that you don't like Trump? You know what I mean? It's not.
but there's good reason that people don't like Trump because of just his, I mean, okay, like his upbringing. He has so many, like I said, he has a lot of character flaws, and I think that's why I personally don't like him that much. Or not that I don't like him, he's just unfit to lead America. Like he's unfit to lead the greatest country in the world. Like he's not like you're saying, oh, he may not have all the plans figured out, or he has the concepts of a plan or whatever, but
I didn't say that.
or that's what a lot of people say. Like he doesn't have enough, like he only has concepts of a plan. But I really don't think that, I mean, he doesn't even attend briefings. Like he's only in the first, 100 so days, he's only been to 12 briefings. And that just seems outrageous to me. That's not even like one a day. So, and he's like golfing all the time. Like that's a problem for me. Like if somebody who is supposed to lead the country, I want them to lead the country full
But how do you
time
know that he's golfing all the time?
because they know his schedule. they
Who's telling you that he's golfing all the time?
I mean, just different outlets that I see on social media
And
or
they tell you about when he attends briefings.
yeah, a lot of people share this data. There's a lot more people that are into this way more than you and I are.
Why
And,
would
and they
so
watch these things and
why
they
would loyalists tell you when he attends briefings or not?
because that's like being a president, you
Is
have
that open? Is that open information?
yeah, like you have to document your schedule. You have to, like everybody knows pretty much where he will be. At least that's how it was back in the day. But I know that he has put in things in place to where he doesn't want to be tracked or he doesn't want to have to document anything because he doesn't want evidence of all the corruption that he's actually doing on a daily basis and all the conversations he's having. That's why they use Signal Chat because Signal Chat is not it's not a government app or like it's not secure. It's like an outside line. So basically, because I guess there's some kind of communication that they set up through the federal government that everybody's supposed to use, but it also tracks everything that you're doing and saying and talking about. So that's
So
why they
you
use
already
Signal Chat.
so you already established that you don't like him. You called him corrupt already. So
No, because he is corrupt. Okay, so he's also had, he's a criminally convicted, he's civilly convicted, he's been impeached twice for corruption. You know what I mean? His businesses, he had a Trump university that was not even a real school that was shut down. He's gone bankrupt like six times. And I know there's things that, where a lot of wealthy people file bankruptcy because, it's just how you do business and something with the debt and I don't know. But if you and
I think you hate him. I
wait, wait,
think you
wait.
hate him so much that you'll find anything that he's failed at, you just bring it up,
But
right?
he's a failure. He's a failure. And he shouldn't be president. Like you and
He's a
I,
failure because of his businesses.
yes, like people, well, that's why people like him, right? They like him because they think he has business savvy, but he hasn't shown, I mean, other than having like some real estate investments, but a lot of people say he doesn't even pay his people that have worked on his projects. He like every
Yeah, I heard that.
single level that he's been a part of, he has failed, been corrupt, or just dishonest. Like that's true. We haven't even touched on that. So I mean, it's not that I don't hate him because, like you said, you don't know him, I don't know him, but I just know that he's not fit to run for the best position in the world.
So how did he get elected again?
So that's the thing. I mean, the biggest thing, I think, like I said, people like who he was, and people don't know all of his story. Like there's a lot of things that I could probably share that a lot of people haven't heard of because either they're not into it, they just listen to what he says. And the thing is, he groomed Americans to not believe anything or anyone but him and like the people who are loyal to him. Because he basically like when he his first term, that's all he would tell people was, oh, oh, that's fake news or that's an alternative facts. Like, what is an alternative fact? Like, just break that down. Like, a fact is a fact. There's no alternative facts. You could say alternative opinions or not truth. Like, he basically, like, it's not even people's fault that he lied so much, which is also an authoritarian, skill or like
Authoritarian or authoritarian?
whatever that,
Oh,
it's like a fascist um principle or just a thing that fascists do. They just, they make you not believe the media, the press, they try to, keep you loyal to him. So that's another reason why I don't think he's fit to be president because he lies and he misinforms people. So that's why a lot of people like him because they don't know the truth from the lies, from the facts.
So what's the truth?
Everything that we're going to get into on this show.
Go, we'll get into it.
All right. So, like, I guess the biggest things for me, I guess what really made me not like Trump anymore was when he started doing all that like birtherism, like trying to discredit Obama saying that he wasn't American, he was from Kenya. And like it was just the biggest lie. Like I remember that was like the first time I was just kind of like, what is he even talking about? Like, why would you even say that? And then later, in like years later, he comes out and he says, "Oh, you, uh, that wasn't true," or whatever. He's like, "Oh, he's from here." So it's like he lies to people. That's all he does is like he's actually been diagnosed by psychiatrists who consider him a malignant narcissist.
Okay.
So,
I agree.
he has mental or personality disorders. So it's like he's just a evil person by nature. Like this is just who he is. Like him being like outlandish and in his speech, like I feel like he's very rude. Like how do you be the president of the United States of America and you always talking about you're like constantly like in your tweets or your truth social tweets, you're constantly telling people just calling people names like via tweet
Yeah. I
and
actually don't have a problem with that.
yeah. But I do. Like if we teach our kids not to like he's basically everything we teach our kids not to be and what we were taught not to be. So that's why I can't get support him or be behind him because like he's just a liar. He lies, he manipulates, he's dishonest. Uh Oh, that was another one. He's not very bright in the way that he handled the pandemic. Like, we're the world power, we're one of the greatest nations. We had all the science, all the researchers, all the experts. And this man is telling people to inject themselves with bleach. He said this. Like, everything that I have a problem with, he said out of his mouth. Like, these aren't things hearsay. This isn't like something that the media could spin or a lefty could spin or whatever. This is like stuff that he says out of his mouth that is just ridiculous. Like you would inject yourself with bleach? You thought that was good advice?
Oh, you asking me?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, come on. Like that was like another big wake up. Cause like that the mishandling of the pandemic that happens like ever so often, or I guess like every 100 years or whatever, and it may be more, but he failed that miserably. Like,
I have
how
to
do we?
research that because I heard somebody did do that, but it was like a doctor or something who actually did that. And I'm just like, dude, he must be a dumbass doctor. I have to, I don't, I believe you, but I have to research that. But yeah,
He
I
said it. There's
I
videos
know,
of him saying
I
it.
think he like,
See,
I
but
feel
that's
like it was
crazy.
out of context.
How do you not believe that? Oh, is
No,
he
I
thinking
hear
out of
you. It just
context?
might be out of context because then I would have been, I would have
Or
thought,
he was joking, or like people, this is
yeah.
what people say about him all the time. Like, oh, he's they're taking it out of context or blah blah blah. But I watched the whole clips. I watched the
But I feel
whole
like
videos.
why wouldn't there
But
be a
why would you
lawsuit?
joke about that? Why would you joke about that?
But
Why would
why isn't there a lawsuit?
there might be. The man has like shoot. I don't know. I have that written down somewhere, but he's been sued so many times. Like he has so many firsts as the president. Like that's another thing. Like he's the first president to be impeached twice, first to be convicted for sexual abuse, the first to have a mugshot. Like what? Like this is just not like why are we lowering our standards for him?
I think
Like,
because we had a president who was declining in health, that we needed somebody to look more strong because we were looking weak to everybody else globally. So when our only it's between a declining president, a mumble mouth woman vice president, and then somebody who is somewhat coherent, who's been our president before, and nothing crazy happened. He just was I guess not to everybody's liking most as far as the left is concerned. So he was like our better option because the way he appeared was masculine, assertive, and aggressive. And I think that's what we need now in America because all this like pronouns and TikTok kids and body dysmorphia and mental illness pertaining to the West. I think he was. I do think he was somebody that we needed at that time. So
but
that's
he
me looking at the notes.
yeah, but he's not strong. Like when I think of strong men, I think of men who like are diplomatic, who work with other men, who, aren't peacocking around, who don't think they're better than everyone. Like I don't know. I just have a different idea of what strong masculinity looks like in my my view.
And yours is Biden and Kamala,
Well, that's why Biden wasn't gonna be president the second term.
right?
And Kamala, like if she doesn't, I mean, she has one interview that she was mumbling or whatever. But there are so
It's not
many.
one, but keep going.
Okay, but there's way more interviews where Trump is talking about nonsense that makes no sense whatsoever. And he has over 100 videos of him doing that. And people still think that he's a better speaker than her. Like he doesn't even like he even I saw him on Andrew Schultz show and he was on there and he was saying that like he had a whole spin for it. He's great at that. He's great at spinning things. He's great at lying because the man has over people have counted this over 30,000 lies. Where he says that when he talks and goes here and there, or whatever, he calls it the weave. Like he gave what he does, like his
Because he
disassociated.
be bobbing and weaving the
Like he says
question.
he'll start here and he'll go
Yeah.
here and then he'll end up over here. Like that's incoherent mess. But I mean, if people think that he speaks better than Kamala, I just don't. There's
Oh,
just there's
100%.
there's just not facts. How could you say that? Like there's nothing
Because
that
I've
shows that.
watched. Now I think it's just opinion now. But I agree with you on what he does. But
But
Kamala's
okay,
is
what does she do? What does she say? What does she do?
she
Like,
repeats her points. They're all just repetitive. The only thing about Trump is
but
that
if
he
you
will say words over and over during that particular interview, and yeah, he will bob and weave the question. Where I've only seen Joe Rogan try to get him back on track, but he knows his stats, even though they
but does
might
he know
be
his stats or is he lying to people and people
even though they
believe the
might be
lies?
a little stretched out. But he
A
does
little stretched out?
now
The
he
man
doesn't. There's
lies
no
like he
gobbledygook.
breathes.
There's no gobbledygook.
Okay, but lies are better than gobbledygook.
I would rather hear him say stats and numbers that we can
Look up
compare
to
to with
find out that they're
reality
lies.
instead of like what like jargon that I don't understand what she's talking about.
Yeah, I
I don't
don't
think she knows
know.
what she's talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get that. Like, I don't understand how somebody who starts off as, you know, has the record, the professional record that she does, and isn't able to speak.
Yeah, I don't get that
You're a
either.
defense attorney, you're a prosecutor, you're the state. attorney general or whatever, then you're the vice president, and then you had the opportunity to be president.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You have to be able to speak. Her
Yeah,
whole job relies on speaking.
yeah, it's ridiculous.
So I
I,
don't think she's not a low IQ woman or she doesn't know how to speak. Like that's just ridiculous. I don't know
I just
anyone.
question
You
her
can't question,
promotions.
but what makes you question her promotions?
I just don't, she's not, to me, she's not intelligent. I think she has an agenda and she messed up and she's not, I don't think she's fit to be president.
Hmm.
I'm glad she didn't win. I think we would have been in more trouble.
More trouble? What?
Absolutely.
But all the trouble that we're in has been caused by Donald Trump. Like
But here's the thing, if
she would
you
have kept, now hold on real quick. She would have kept things maybe at the status quo of, how everything has been going, but we definitely would not be in the place that we are in today as far as financially, economically, just viewed on the world stage as an embarrassment. Like Wall Street has a whole name for Trump that's come out today, Taco. Did you hear about that?
yeah, I saw that too. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he's disrespected from some of the people that are running this country. Like, let's be honest, like corporate America runs our government. So he's not respected. There's nothing that he's doing that is respectable. Like nothing. Like there's nothing you could say to like change the facts. Like that's what people, I don't understand how people can like him. I just don't. Or it's not even like him. It's just he's not fit to be president. He could be likable, like, out partying, kicking it. Hey, actually, no, because as a woman, he would be very disrespectful. He doesn't respect women. There's like 26 sexual assault cases against him or accusations. You know what I mean? Like he's just, and then he's also possibly, or actually, he's been on the Epstein list, mentioned on the Epstein stuff like over 90 times or something crazy like that. So he's definitely in that, possibly, allegedly, we'll find out shortly if he's in that sex trafficking ring that
So he
he
has women
projects.
around him hired that still you still think he doesn't respect women? And then him signing the bill that trans women can't play in women's sports, that's still
What does that have?
disrespecting women.
What does that have to do with anything? Like that
You
doesn't.
said he disrespects women, so
He
I'm just
does.
asking.
He does. That's
Okay.
why he has
Why would he
criminal
but
and
why would he
civil
have women around
convictions.
him though?
I mean, guys like Trump have women around them. They have beautiful women around him. Look at all the women that are around him. They're all have kind of a look. And
So that's but how's that disrespecting women though?
I already told you how he disrespects women. He disrespects women by sexually assaulting them. Like like there was this one lady, she was on a documentary and she liked Trump or whatever. And it was ridiculous. She went up to him and he was like, "Man, I wouldn't even let you suck my dick." Like he told that to the lady. Then, okay, that on the recording with that one guy on Access Hollywood, he says, "Oh, women love it. You just grab them in the pussy." You know what I'm saying? Like he does not have respect for women. And then I meant to look this up, but I believe it's was infidelity why him and Ivana, his first wife, so it's like that's not respectable. But I mean I didn't even bring that up as to why the reasons I don't hate him because there's a lot of men that are adulterous.
I was gonna say if that's the case, then
Right, there's a lot of
we're all guilty.
well, yeah, a lot of
But that
men.
doesn't mean I even if I've done stuff like that, doesn't mean I disrespect women. I've disrespected those women. I've also disrespected guys.
But there's way more stories. Like the story where he was the creator of Miss America pageant or whatever, and he would just go in the room and the young girls are in there changing and naked and whatever, and he's just in there, bobbing around. Like that's disrespectful. Like why do you feel like you should be in here? Like it's just a lot of I don't have all the examples,
Sure.
but there are a lot of
It's enough
examples.
for you to not like him.
It's enough for me to know that he does not treat women properly, given the opportunity to disrespect them. And he said it. I mean, there's just like, there's certain things people have to start looking at patterns of people and what they do because it's not like this is just happening one time. Like it's happening all the time, you know? And there's like interviews, even like the one that just came, he was talking about his daughter kind of in a not I won't say it was kind of disrespectful,
Yeah, he was
but
like, well, he said like if
she
she
has
wasn't
nice legs
if
and
she wasn't my daughter.
well, see, I haven't even heard that one, but there's one where he's like they're like, "Oh, so what parts does I think it was Larry King, I don't know, I can't remember. But they were like, "What parts does she have of Marla?" And he's like, "Oh, well, she has the legs, but I don't know if she has these yet." Like, why would you even like speak on your daughter in that manner? Like it's just weird. Like it's just but he's really just been in those circles and been in those New York parties and the people that he's kept company with, like his Epstein was his good friend. He has many a pictures with Epstein. So a lot of stuff about Trump hasn't come out yet. And the way that spirituality is set up, or just the way I believe universal law and karma and what you sow and reap works, like he's going to be accountable for everything that he's doing. And as a Christian, the other thing I really don't like that he's done is where he's created a Trump Bible and it's the King James Version, but he added the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and the Pledge of Allegiance inside of the Bible. And he sells the Bible for $59.99. Whatever, that's not a problem so much. But how do you mix politics and faith? Like, that's just kind of, to me, that's disrespecting the word of God. And the Constitution doesn't have the amendments 11 through 27, which is where you add in all the like DEI inclusive things like women, when all the amendments added, women's rights and, the black rights, 14th Amendment, like all those amendments aren't in it. Like, why is that? And that kind of leads
That's as
to,
much as his Christian education goes.
yeah, I don't know. And then, um, I mean, I believe that he is the other patterns in his life is I believe that he is racist. And he's a white nationalist. And like I said in the last show, there's nothing wrong with being a nationalist, having pride in your race and all that is great. But when you try to be ethnocentric and think that you're better than other people and that you should only be in power, there's a problem with that. And that's huge for me because I'm a person of color. I am a black woman. So I can't have people in office that are racist. It
Well, why would
just
he hire Cash Patel then? Why would he have JD Vance?
well, somebody had made a good point that he could just be more of an asshole than a racist. But then there's other people who say no, he's racist. But that's kind of like, tokenism, like just because you have one black friend, you're not racist or you know what I mean? Like it's kind of like people that I don't really like that argument that people use. Because I mean, what? Oh, yeah, I got a black friend. Oh, he hired Cash Patel. Like, That doesn't make him not racist. It just shows that those people are loyal. And that's the other thing about Trump. He appreciates people that are loyal to him, not if they're not loyal, like he's like he looks over a lot of stuff as long as you're loyal to him.
Where are you getting the white nationalists from?
So, okay, his father, Fred Trump, like that Trump, of course, says it's not true, but there's an article that Fred Trump was arrested at a KKK rally that there was like a riot with the police and he was arrested and he had the same address. Like it was all documented, I guess. And so they're saying it's not true, but a lot of people are saying that he was affiliated with the Ku Klux Klan. Then, like in the 70s, in the real estate business, they did not allow black people to rent from their apartments or they had a lot of properties around Queens and Brooklyn, and they just did not rent to black people. I guess the next big thing that he did was, the Central Park Five, where he accused five black and Hispanic men of, I guess, raping a woman or murdering a woman that was running in the park. And he took out an ad in the paper and was like, they should all get the, death penalty and all that stuff. So it's like, why would you do all that? Like, that was just unnecessary. And he never apologized for it because he found out, because the guy actually, like, who did it came out and, said that he did it. And those guys actually recently, I think, just got like paid off for that. So, so I don't know. Oh, and then, I mean, not his whole party, because I'm not saying all of MAGA or all of Republicans are racist. I'm just saying that there is a faction in the MAGA party that are racist, that are alt-right groups. There's the Proud Boys. Like he's called them out by name, telling them to stand back and stand by. And then like the Charlottesville situation where those guys were like marching around with tiki torches. That was another example where he was like, "Oh, there's fine people on both sides." You know what I mean? So he definitely, and David Duke supports him. Like a lot of those right-wing people, and even Steve Bannon, who was in his first term, was his like right-hand man. He's a professed white nationalist. He runs Breitbart, which is like a alt-right, I guess, paper or something like that. It's an organization. And there's a lot of people that are on the far right, extreme groups that are racist, that are white nationalists, that support him. White supremacists, anti Semitic, all of them, they support him. So they like his policies, they like his ways. Like they actually endorsed him. So there's a difference, when people actually come out and endorse you, that's like huge. And I know David Duke, he's the I don't know, a major Klansman, the main one. I don't know.
But if you're a white person who's on the right and a Republican, you're going to have like those factions on your side, right? They're not going to be on Kamala's side. They're not going to be on they wouldn't be on Biden's side, right?
Yeah,
So
but
there,
but
so isn't it automatic that they're like Republican and on the right, extreme right, they would go for anybody who was on the right as a president and who was white, right?
yeah, but I don't think they've ever endorsed. Um, I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't believe they have endorsed, or maybe they weren't a part of the process. But when you give somebody your endorsement, that's a little bit different. And I know a lot of them endorse Donald Trump. They say it, they profess it. So,
Would it matter if they also endorsed Nixon and the Bushes?
Yeah, I don't know.
Would
You
that
have
matter?
Well, I mean it just says, that's our guy. We support his policies. We
Yeah.
we believe in what he's doing because a lot of his policies are racist.
But would it matter to you if those same people supported Nixon, Bush, Reagan? Does that
I don't know. I mean, I wasn't here during that time, but I'm sure it was a problem for those people.
we probably know more now because of our phones and social media and stuff, right? There's more connection and stuff.
Yeah, but it still doesn't, change the fact that
I mean,
they
anybody white would, you know what I mean? They would be supported by those racist groups,
Hmm?
right? Anybody white in that presidential position would be supported by white bias groups, right?
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What else you got?
Um, let's see. I guess the next biggest thing that I don't appreciate about him, um, or why I think he's unfit to be president.
Mhm.
Because, like I said, I don't know the man, and I just,
Nobody does really, but his
well,
actions speak louder than his words, right?
his actions, his court cases, his family. Like there's even I watched a document last night, a documentary called Unprecedented, which was actually by his family.
Hmm.
And I mean, I don't think it highlighted them well. It made them all look kind of like narcissists. But I will have to say that I do like Ivanka Trump. Like she seems like the realest one because she had a heart. She seems like she cared, especially when the insurrection happened that Trump incited. All his little minions were there and attacked our capital, which is terrible. That's another thing. Like if you call yourself patriotic, like that wasn't just a protest. Like everybody with a brain could tell that that was people died. You know what I mean? Like I think 5 people died and people were prepared. Like it wasn't just a rally. It wasn't a peaceful, happy rally. Like people had gas masks. They came. There was people there soldiered up, ready for war, and that's what happened. But they want to gaslight and whitewash history and change the narrative, and that's why I think he's unfit to be president. That's another reason. But so she cared about that. She cared about what he like his actions and that. She wanted him to stop it. She wanted him to call in and tell people to back down. And he didn't for like several hours. But he enjoyed that. He loves that. He loves that people love him. And that's why he pardoned them. And that's another thing why I think he's unfit for office because he's pardoned so many people who have done actual crimes. And it's wrong. Like, I just don't think that's a good thing to do as president. Like, especially if you believe in law and order. Like, what does that say? Like today, he just pardoned, well, I guess he commuted the sentence, the federal charges for Larry Hoover, young, young NBA, young boy, NBA or NBA young boy. And then he did like some other financial people who evaded taxes and did fraud things and he's selling pardons. Okay, we can go there. He's selling pardons. Like he's the biggest grifter. Like I don't even like to use that word because everybody uses that word, but he's been conning people since day one. Like with his Trump University, he conned people. with this NFT cards, the Trump coin. Like this, the one that's I think he might get impeached for when people find out what he's actually doing. But he's made over like $300 million by selling access to him. And I guess in the emoluments clause, like you're not supposed to accept money from foreign governments, and he's accepting money. But the thing about cryptocurrency and all that stuff, you have the wallets, the hot wallets, so you can't, they're anonymous. You don't know who's giving the money. So you don't necessarily know if it is a foreign government or not. But he's basically, people are paying for pardons, people are paying for dinners with him. Like I guess he just had a secret dinner at Mar-a-Lago. Oh, wait, I don't know if it was Mar-a-Lago. It might have been near Washington, D.C. at one of his golf courses. But he had a dinner, like this secret dinner, and everybody's trying to find out who was at this dinner, but they had to pay like $1 million to get into the dinner and just to get access to him. So he's a very transactional person. So it's like if you like him, that or if you shower him and adorn him with gifts, like he loves you and he's gonna welcome you in and he's gonna give you whatever you want.
How'd you feel about the when Biden pardoned Hunter
I
real quick?
mean, I would have done that as well if that was my son, because I wouldn't want my son to be in in prison with this administration. Like at this point, they're shady, and I wouldn't want my son to be in their power because they would have weaponized him. Because Trump, he's all about retribution. Trump has been about getting vengeance on people. He said this in videos back in the day. Like he believes an eye for an eye. So if you like do him dirty, he's gonna do you dirty. Like that's just he gets even. Like that's just his thing. So I would have pardoned Hunter as well. Because what? He just bought a gun while he was on drugs? Like, because he had a substance abuse problem? Like, that's not even, like, they were saying that he shouldn't even have been charged for that. Like, nobody's ever been charged for what he got charged for. And I guess the other thing was he was on a foreign government's board for something. So he was getting paid some money. Like it was maybe some millions. But those were the things. But if you're gonna get mad at Hunter for all of those things that he did, then you should definitely be upset with Trump for getting people for hundreds of millions, almost $1 billion. And I've noticed that Trump, a lot of the things he does is like he projects. So whatever he's saying that other people are doing, it's because he's doing it. And he knows how to do it and he knows that it could be done. So he projects. Like he it's so crazy. Like it's so strategic. It's so strategic. And like a lot of Republicans, they'll be like a little bit of truth and it's wrapped in like a lot of lies and BS, and that's how they like are able to like maneuver and create narratives and create spins. And I've noticed that like multiple times, like throughout the years, because I've been following, I mean, I think I really got into politics when Obama got in office, and I've been paying attention since then, and I've seen every single thing that's been done. So, and there's people who have come in before me, like in my family. Like there's people who were involved in politics like in the like 70s and 80s. So they have a different perspective of, and they have an even better perspective because I believe history matters. Like history matters. It shows us where we are today and how we got here. And that's why I believe Trump is unfit to be in office. But sorry. I would say, like, I love America, and I think America is a great experiment because, like, there's gonna never be, I won't say there won't ever be another America, but till to date, there's never been an America like this. And we have a lot of the things in place to have a country that's run fairly because we have our constitution and the checks and balances to keep everybody as honest as possible. But there's a lot of things that we do need to change about our government. Even, the Republican Party and the Democratic Party, they are similar because they're all kind of funded by corporate America, and a lot of the lobbying gets legislation passed. So it's like if really, Trump really could do some great things for America if, I don't know, it's too late though. I was gonna say he could have been good, but it's too late. He's just too corrupt. He's too far gone. He's done too much. He's done too much to like discredit everything. And even like his what do you call it? Like his policies, like the executive orders, a lot of those are coming back illegal. Like you can't do that. Like how the heck? But he's doing that to make it seem like to his base, he's trying to show them that he's doing stuff and he's gonna make it happen and get it done. But people aren't gonna follow up on that stuff. People aren't involved in our democratic process. People aren't involved enough. Like there are a lot of people that pay attention, but I
But
don't
that's the
think
Fourth Amendment, right?
the what?
The one where everybody's entitled, persons, doesn't matter legal or not, legal or illegal, is able to have go through due process,
Oh yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
So that's the biggest thing. But yeah, like you said, a lot of people don't know
What's happening?
about that amendment.
Yeah, like I mean, hello, a lot of people don't know what's in the Constitution. Like I just wish that more people were involved in the civic process because like politics, it's annoying. Like I get it, but it affects people. And I think people are starting to find out how it affects them. Like we haven't even covered the policies that I just don't agree with, because I believe in progress in America. So, I mean,
You don't want to talk about those?
we can if there's any that you want to talk about.
I mean, let's talk about what you got. I'll say this before you go there.
Okay.
I think I agree with everything you said. I think Trump was I think he jumped the gun. I think he does believe in America from what I've seen him talk about uh now and before, but I think he kind of hit the ground running and they made the administration as well made a lot of mistakes, and it's all you also it's not I respect all the Republicans who are also like um not talking oh yeah like kind of like what do you call it? Not I can't not chastising but going against what he's saying, like when his policies and Doge and the big uh boogery bill, like
Oh my gosh.
not even Elon is not for that bill.
Right. Like people
So
are starting to speak out against him.
yeah, so that's the word. I'm glad other people are speaking out against him who did ride with him and support him, but it's still like it's like a friend. It's like if you do something fucked up, I'm gonna tell you. I'm not gonna let you go. You know what I mean? But he has so many yes
Yes,
men
man.
around him
Yeah.
who don't want to lose their jobs.
Yeah, they like
Um,
praise him whenever
yeah,
he's sitting there, like they have to worship him. And he requires that. Like the thing about Trump, he does give off an air of charisma, of power. And people like because he's a strong man. You know what I mean? Like he'll cut people off. Like his first administration, I don't know if I said this already, but the people that were in his cabinet, like so many people went to prison, were indicted, were fired, resigned. Like his whole apprentice show was, his big line was, "You're fired." So like people don't want to lose their jobs, you know? Like he
But do you want to go to jail too?
right, all these people, like that's what I don't understand. It's like all these people when Congress changes back to Democrats, they're
Oh,
gonna.
it's a win, right? Like you know for sure it's going to be a Democrat.
Oh yes, yeah. I mean, he other countries that were look leaning Republican or conservative are staying center and left. Like people are around the globe are rejecting conservatism and fascism because, and then that's the other thing. It's like Trump, there's something happening in the world where there are a lot of people like Trump that are rising up in different countries. And so, like, everywhere in the world is kind of going what we're going through, but America is looked at by the whole world. Like, I don't know, like, I just don't think as many people pay attention to at least in America, I know for a fact. We don't pay attention to other countries, but other countries pay attention to America. So America is powerful and we're supposed to be stable. And that's why he's unfit for office because he is we're like whatever's happening here, like this America first stuff, that's gonna actually make us isolationists. And like we're cutting all of our like ties with people and like you need people. I mean, I know a lot of people in his base don't like globalism because they feel that it's taking jobs from them and giving it to other places in the world. But I don't know. He's just this movement is happening everywhere. That's all I'm trying to say. Like there's people like Trump and there's at least 10 people that are like Trump. And a lot of people are rejecting them. And so people are seeing that the people are because people, the thing is, we still have power. Like a lot of people want democracy, but there's people like Trump though who want power and they want money and they want greed. And I think that's what blinded Trump. Like he could have been awesome. He could have been awesome. He could have really made waves, but he chose greed and he chose power. And a lot of his fan base or a lot of his people are going to find out how he doesn't actually care about the working class.
I think he got picked because of the emotions of America, like I said earlier, like about the kids and the pronouns and all that stuff. I think that was the surface the platform that he won on. But I think those same people didn't think about the financial part of it, the economics, the extreme political side of him and his I don't want to use his background as his hindrance, but it's his character is coming into play. And I think even people around him are going to be like it's not it's too much, you know.
Yeah.
Right now it's already, I mean they're still cool, but I think Elon's not agreeing with the bill, and a lot of people on the right who are in economics don't agree with it either. So
Yeah. Or the tariffs. And the
I mean
tariffs,
the economy is it economists the
yeah.
economists are telling him his in his cabinet his administration that this can put us in a $2 billion debt in the next years.
Trillion, no, with a T. That's the thing. Republicans and conservatives, they're very fiscally responsible. Like they care about the debt and all that and the deficits. But this will, I guess with this big beautiful bill, it's about to put us in $5 trillion more of debt. So they are very, very upset. Like a lot of Republicans are starting to speak out about it.
Yeah.
And like his policy, like the tariff policy failed years ago. Like everybody knows that we are going to pay for those tariffs. Like Walmart came out and said it, like, hey, we're gonna have to increase the prices because of the tariffs, and it's just and actually I think a federal judge said it's illegal. So they actually removed all the tariffs that he imposed today. Like all the 10% blanket ones that he put on every country, it's done. Like that's it, everything. There's no more tariffs as of today. So I mean, and what needs to happen is all of his people have to come out and speak against him. Like they have
So he's
to.
having little wins here and there, but then like the big wins that we really need to accelerate and really put America first kind of are failing. His ideas are failing.
Well, shoot, the one that people think is a win is the mass deportations. I mean, I don't think he's hit his quota that he wanted to deport 2 million people. It's not even close, but he's ruined so many families. Like his first term, he separated children from their parents, unfit to be president. This time, he's doing all the fake, I mean, not fake, but the mass trying to, just deporting everyone and not even giving them due process. That's terrible. Like it's just not, there's nothing that he's doing that is successful. Like nothing.
How would you,
And wait,
I
wait,
guess
real
you're,
quick, real quick. And like we haven't felt the effects of the undocumented workers not in our economy. Like we're not even gonna get that money from those people because they're gone. Like a lot of people probably self-deported, or laying low, or like
what money?
they pay taxes. Undocumented workers pay taxes
How?
because they have a ITIN number and they have to pay
Oh yeah,
taxes.
not those, not those are undocumented workers. Undocumented workers are still people who get ITNs. Is
Hmm.
that ITN?
Yeah. Yep. ITIN numbers.
But that's temporary, right? Until in their getting their process into being citizens, right?
Hmm.
That's part of the process, right?
Hmm.
So, so technically they are documented because everyone gets an ITN are documented. Like, you know what I mean? They're in the system. Because you just can't give
Yeah.
anybody ITN.
Right, right, right.
We
Yeah.
wouldn't be talking, yeah, so we're not talking about those. Okay, you scared me.
No, no, but those people are, I mean, he hasn't, there are reports that he declassified people's status that are like waiting for
Yeah, I
naturalization or
saw that. Yeah.
wait, like he's deporting those people.
Yeah.
So like people are scared
Even
and
in the process, even
yeah.
in the middle of the process,
Right. Like
you
it's
know,
just like if you want to do this, like I'm not against, keeping people here that should be here or whatever, but you can't do it like this. Like even with Doge, we talked about it before. You can't just come in with the chainsaw. Like there's a way and order to do things, and that's why he is unfit to be president of one of the greatest countries in the world. He is not fit. You know what I mean? Like there's so many, and we haven't even touched on, like for me also, I forgot the foreign policy. Like he appointed the most incompetent people to run our healthcare, our health systems, our military, and we're vulnerable. Like, we're vulnerable right now. We don't have the best generals. They fired all the generals because there was a lot of black generals that were at the higher levels, and a lot of them got kicked out because of DEI. So that's just ridiculous. But, even, and I don't think it was just black people, but he got rid of women and just so many top officials that have kept America's military strong and going. Like we in trouble. Molly, we in danger, girl. Like type vibes. You think these people are really just like, they're like I feel like Trump's a little bit gullible because like if you adorn him with gifts and all this stuff. He thinks you love him and you like like we're good. But I think people are know that he's not this strong man that that he's trying to project. So I don't know. I don't know. I pray every day. I pray every day for the hearts of leaders around the world because that's what we need. We really need like love or something. Like we need to love each other and help each other to get through these times and really pay attention to who we're voting into office or are not voting into office because we half of this stuff I like why do we have to think about this stuff every day? Like people never thought about politics until Trump got into office. Like literally like now everybody knows something about politics on a daily basis, you know? So I don't know. I kind of feel like things have to get even worse or like it's pretty bad right now. But things are starting to turn around a little bit because our judicial system is stepping up because that's the checks and balances. Like, I don't know. So hopefully,
Why did Obama get you into politics?
honestly, because of representation, like I've never seen a black person in any type of position like that. As the president, like we grew up talking about there would never be a black president. And in my lifetime, there was a black president.
So did
So,
you analyze him like you analyzed Trump?
of course, but he didn't do nothing but wear like the worst thing he ever did was wear a tan suit. And people were mad at him for that. What he created healthcare for all or for many, like what's so wrong about that? And I know he wasn't actually, I feel like Trump might be a little bit envious of Obama because Obama, a lot of his policies are kind of like what Trump's policies are. Like Obama, he deported more people during his terms than any other president. He used, I know a lot of people criticize him for a lot of like his foreign policy, like killing other people with drones and, technology and all that stuff. So So I think he took out bin Laden. Didn't he take out bin Laden?
I think they got him on his administration, during his administration.
Yeah. So, he's Obama, there wasn't much to I mean, his economic policy was good. I don't know. He wasn't controversial like this. Nobody would care what Trump was doing if he wasn't wanting attention. Like he's a showboat. Like Trump wants all of this attention. This is how excuse me, this is how he thrives. Like he is like from what I heard or from what was the show called? I don't know. It was a documentary, but all these like psychiatrists and psychologists have all diagnosed him as a malignant narcissistic sociopath. Like that's deep. Like it's sadism. Like he likes being mean. Like it gets him off by being mean to people. Like all this crazy stuff that he's doing, and he has no like empathy for people. He has no feeling for people. And a lot of that was instilled in him from how his father raised him. Like his father was really hard up on him. And like the kids, they all like are trying to compete for his like affection, his love, and they just want to make him proud. Like and this is from his own kids' mouth from a documentary that they did. And like I said, I like Ivanka. I actually think Eric Trump is pretty smart. I didn't realize that he was pretty smart. But Donald Trump Jr., that boy, he's a problem. He's just like Trump. He believes in all the conspiracy theories and he passes that on as facts. He's very, very outspoken and I don't know, I think, but they say that Ivanka's his favorite. So I don't know if things don't change. I could see her probably being the first woman president. Her and her husband Jared Kushner, who has ties to Saudi Arabia, MBS. So I don't know. I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot. And I mean, I feel like we didn't even touch on everything, but we touched on a lot. So that is why I think that he's unfit to lead. It's not that I hate him, it's just he is unfit to be the leader of America. And well, this is to be continued.
Yeah, because some stuff just happened today. So,
Right. Like, dude, and this isn't even year one. We're at the half year mark, and we have 3.5 more years of this. And okay, no, that's goofy. I wanted to be a little petty.
about what?
Should I be petty?
It's our show.
So,
Yeah.
and I also want to know, like it shows me that he doesn't have good people around him. Is why do they not tell him about his makeup line? Like they should fix that. Or if it's a tan, like if he has like a hat on or like a bonnet while he's in the tanning booth. I don't know what the issue is, but somebody needs to help bruh out.
Dude, if anybody has pictures of that with Trump with a bonnet, or you got AI it or something, that would be hilarious.
Bruh. Cause like I don't know. Cause like now I was kind of thinking, I was like, maybe it's not makeup. Maybe he's in a tanning booth and he has like a little shower cap on or a bonnet because his ears are bright white, his neck, everywhere, white, white. But this is orange. So like that to
The
me,
tan did get, but he would be more brown, right?
I mean, he
If it
kind
was
of, but
tanner.
use or unless it's because you know people who used to use that skin tanner, they put it on their legs and they'd be orange. Like it's giving those
No,
same kind of
but it
vibes.
would be for the tan, and then the tan and the orange will make you brown,
No,
not orange.
a lot of people, he probably uses that stuff that people were using back in the 90s. And people were orange. Like it wasn't good. Like now I think they have much better stuff. But he must, he's from the past. He's stuck in the past, I think, on a lot of things. So he probably still uses his favorite products. So I don't know. I think his friends should help him out. But they can't talk to him. Like they can't tell him anything. He doesn't listen. Or that he'll probably like ruin your life or ruin your career. So anyways, that's enough.
That was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got everything.
But you still like him though. But you still like him though. But you know what? I just hope they make Trump great again. Like, just make Trump great again. Like, that would be cool. But like I said, I think he's too far gone.
I personally don't. I will always believe in America first. I don't. I mean, I do care who's in the office, but who's ever in the office that I can't control, obviously, I just have to. Uh, I look at the good side and absorb the bad side and not. I don't want to live off of hate. I just know that I agree with everything you say.
Yeah. No, and I feel like all of us, we need to get away from all this divisiveness. Like, because America, like, think about the times when, something tragic would happen. Like, I feel like after nine
Like
eleven,
nine, yeah,
Americans really came together and it felt
yeah, for
like,
like a year.
right. But then there was other times where, things would happen or, we would just feel like we were together. And I think we have more things in common than not, because like a lot of people, because most of the people in the world are like the middle class. Most of the people in America are middle class. And I would say in the world, it's probably middle class.
I also think a lot of people are running on emotion other rather than uh facts and and a little bit of spirituality and a little people need more purpose and not worry about what's going on in other places and focus on America and like you said being kinder to each other because I
Yeah.
think a lot of people's um, energies are going to other places that don't affect them. Like if we all came together really on one side and came at Trump and his administration, I think they would listen. But because we're so Trump and so anti-Trump, we're not listening to facts. We're it's feelings over facts. And that's
N-
what I have a problem with.
Yeah, but a lot of the facts that about Trump are not good.
Right. So if we applied that to the left, I'm sorry, yeah, to the left. No, yeah, to the right. If we apply that to the right and have more people talk about that on podcasts, because even Joe Rogan's talking about it, and he's not right. He's in centrist, but he was talking about the deportations and how that's a problem. Like a lot of people um are who are free to speak are saying what you're saying and saying, and now that like I just heard Elon talk about the bill,
The big
the
beautiful bill.
the BBB. I think that's Elon because he talks about he's more logical than anything, right? So um, I think we if we have more people like that, I just like I said, I just heard an economist talk about the bill today, Elon. Yeah, so if we have more people on the right talking about that instead of people just riding the coattails of Trump, I think we will make a difference. That's how we all could come together with all the facts, like you said. Um, but they're not doing that, and
Yeah.
that's a problem.
Yeah, they're just letting him do whatever. And it's
And
like
it's like
you,
extreme on both sides. Like the left hate him so much. You know what I
right.
mean?
But
And
those
then
are
the
the,
right love him so much, and he can't do no wrong, even though they know he's doing wrong. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying like the impeachment or anything, but his cabinet needs to get on because you can't. What are you gonna do? Fire everybody and have the same thing happen again? Because whoever he fires and hires again and hires, like that person is gonna realize it too, right? And then you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be you're gonna have to fire him or her and then hire some like what are you going to keep doing, firing people because they don't like what you said or don't agree with what you said, it's just
and he will. Like he already said the other day he's coming after people who have been like speaking out against him at schools. Like there's a big fight between him and Harvard right now as well, which it breaks my heart. Like they're
isn't the president Jewish,
who? Oh, of the
the
school?
dean or whatever? Yeah,
I'm not
I
sure.
just think that's so weird, like the protests and it's just weird to me.
Yeah. But what's weird to me is that they're getting
But he's defunding period, even like them period, he's not being selective. It'd be different if he was being selective of defunding whatever he's defunding, but he's like doing everything. And they're like, Harvard's, dealing with like medical stuff, you know what I'm saying? And
yeah, our research, cancer research,
research. Yes.
like just amazing. I mean, I hear that, Harvard is well off and they'll always have money. That's why they could take on this fight. But they were getting like a lot of extra money from the federal government to like research things that have never that are not being researched anywhere. Like it was keeping like he's slowing America down from innovation. Like that's what it seems like everybody in the world is like trying to have the first AI, having the best electric cars. Like he's defunding a lot of stuff without replacing it with even a private solution, a private
Well, then he
company
just
solution.
funded something about AI. He funded something.
Well, I know he's trying to make crypto go up.
I just think
I'm with that.
I think he's being selective with people who don't ride with him,
Right. And that you
which just
that's
encompassed which happened to be Harvard. And I think he's right about the anti-Semitism bullshit, but he's going about it again the wrong way.
Yeah. Like they just need more direction, but they think this is how you You
Maybe they
handle
need hand
business.
slapping.
Yeah, they
Like,
need
don't
to
don't do
learn how
that.
to be diplomatic with it. But one thing I was also thinking is real brief, because I'm sure a lot of people know that I am Christian or I believe in the teachings of Christ. Like that's what I'll say. And I'm a
That's good.
believer. Yeah, like because Christianity. Never mind. I don't even want to get to that right now.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, because like a lot of the people that are in office right now do not follow the teachings of Christ. Like
Mm,
they're selective about it. And the Christian nationalists, who are trying to impose Christianity on our nation or, ruling our country by Christianity. Like I was thinking, I was like, dang. Because it's their views are, like I said, are selective. But I was like, oh, these are the same Christians that were around. Like it's like a resurgence of when the Africans were enslaved and they were using the Bible to keep them enslaved and keep them oppressed.
yep.
I was like, dang, this is that
Well,
same.
I guess there's a line about the masters in the Bible that they
Yeah,
yeah,
slave servants, obey your masters.
yeah,
And they misconstrued the word of God. It is in the Bible, but that they took it out of context. And so I feel like it's kind of like a spiritual
like
warfare that's
a false
happening.
assimilation.
Yeah, like it's a lot of the stuff that was happening back in the day is like resurfacing again. And it's weird. It's interesting to me. Like I don't know. That's why I'm just like I gotta just keep praying because I don't know. Like God is allowing all this to happen, and I know He's still in control and He's gonna like take care of it all. So we'll see. But I was like, these Christians, this is the type of Christians that were in that time period that are here now. And it's not, so I don't want people to get discouraged about Christianity because real Christians know these are not people following the teachings of Christ or the Ten Commandments. But, anyways, that's all. I'm done.
Okay.
All right, you guys. Well, if you're here, still here, thank you for listening.
And also everything we talked about, especially Stacey, you could find as well as long as you do research. The facts are there, and apply them where you can, as far as conversations or just information. But you know, uh,
Yeah.
gotta do the research,
Right. We
and,
need
and
to know
think
the
for
truth.
yourself. And think
Yeah.
for yourself.
We need to know the truth so we can make America great again. I'm taking it.
You're taking it back.
I'm taking it back. I'm taking that one.
That was good.
All right.